I woke up this morning thinking about how different it can be if you're American, just living in America. But I went there and I said to myself, I'm done, you know. It's time to take a break because pretty much I'm the kind of person who's just gonna go from the beginning to the end. But for me, there's no beginning at another place, you know. And so, with that being said, you can see that, these future Americans are having to do more walking. I mean, like Americans from my era, we're walking a lot too. But, I mean, can you see that? No, you can't see that, right? How could you see that? People in my era were walking a lot too. They're done walking, you know. So, kids now are having to walk a lot. But you don't go and point the finger at them. Which brought me to the conclusion that if you're going to be American, you're going to have to take it by the power. You have to go find the power. And that just means that you have to go on the subordinate or second, small print and start walking, because you're not going to notice that that's where the power is coming from. Sometimes you're walking, you're going through this journey, and then you notice that power is like something that is going to have you make contact with where you need to go. And so I just bought this yesterday. If you're going to help me in the future. But beyond that, it tastes like darkness, but not like a nightmare. And that's where you find that in America you can say these things. You see, darkness comes with nightmares, but the moral of it is think about what you're doing in your house versus how you are going to be perceived outside of your house. That's when you have this perception that your house becomes part of outside and part of inside, so that sometimes in America you see this when they're on their second journey. I'm pretty sure there's only one or two journeys, but you have to go and figure out that he said at least one or two, so there might be another one. You have to know this to check it. So if you're going to check it, then you're going to be on the second journey. You can't check it on the first journey because then you're going to ruin it for the second journey. And that's why I say in America, we have Americans. And, well, what happens if you wear a ring on your journey? You know, people are going to say, how many fingers can you put your ring on? Because one time there were these Hardy Boys who had a ring, right? And one person put it on their thumb all the time they were on their journey. You know, they're trying to become Shaolin Buddhists. But they're Americans. They're like Hardys. And then all of a sudden, the other brother came and put it on his pinky finger. But what happened was, the one who put the ring on the thumb was able to be distinguished in determination of who he was from the brother who put the ring on the pinky. Not by the way he looked, but by what he was doing with the ring. So, once, the person who had to go to the second journey was carrying that, somewhere in his mind he was carrying that predicament. And then down the road, he didn't know that his brother was done with his journey, but he still had the ring on his pinky finger. So what is he going to do with himself if he doesn't have the ring through his journey? It's like having your sister wear shoes in the house and then she doesn't know where her room is. I mean, you're going to help your sister, but she's going to help you when, you show her you were standing next to her with your shoe prints. In the way where your shoe prints were standing next to her shoe prints. But see, you have two parents. And that's sharing a part of America, so I do know. I have two parents too. And I'm asking for peace.